All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to. If I can figure out how to get my camera on. Welcome to Hot Off the Press. There we go. Hey, I am so excited. Woo! I've got a couple of my all-time favorite guests, actually. Some of my all-time favorite people in the industry, even, is Terry and Elizabeth Samuels. Here we are. This is so bizarre. Before we went live here, I was talking with Terry a little bit about, I switched over to Restream from the platform that I was using. And I'm still like getting the hang of it. That was the first, I had to figure out how to get my intro going on here and then how to pop us on. But I think I just figured something out today that actually is going to work out. So I'll have to remember in the coming weeks. But here we are. How's life in Arizona?
Hot, ready for it to be done. So,
is it really that hot? Come on.
well, today it's going to be 111. So,
okay, well, that's damn hot.
No, that's actually good. It's been 118. So
yeah, we're actually in a cold front.
Oh my God. Now, I do say though that when it is like 95, 98, me coming from Cleveland, when I'm there, it's like, it's hot. I mean, the heat, but it's not, you have no humidity in the air. And so it is a little more tolerable.
Well, August is our monsoon. Well, the whole
Oh, it
summer.
is humid there a little bit. Yeah.
So it does get humid, but the heat burns off the humidity. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it does, like in the morning when we're golfing, it's humid, but then in the afternoon, it's just hot.
Yeah. Well, I have not been there in August, kind of in the midst of the heat season. It's been a while for me.
And, Josh Beechcraft he was here last weekend, and we had dinner and everything, and it was like 104, 105. So it's like our normal for August.
Oh my God,
this is great. And I was like, yeah, you should have been here a week ago.
boy. Wow. All right. Well, super excited to have you guys on board. And what the crux of the show I would love to do today is talk about I'll call it your latest adventure of doing SEO Spring Training, which is your virtual event. I'm going to see if I can, I'll see if I can bring this on. I don't know how I'm trying to do this here.
Your screen, your new platform.
I know. Here we go. Boom. There we go.
It still has your name Randy down there in the corner.
What's that?
It says Randy down there in the corner. It's showing that you're sharing screen. That's pretty cool.
I guess it's cool. So I put the link to is there in the chat, and so folks can go browse this thing and take a look at this. But I do want to talk about this, and I'm pretty excited about the aspect of it. I wonder if how does this work? I don't know. I can't remove. Oh, can I remove it? Oh, if I remove it, it really gets removed. Well, that's not what I want to do either.
What the word remove means.
Yeah. This is the thing about this platform I'm still trying to figure out, because I can't okay, well, how does, if I want to just leave and go back and forth to that screen without it always being on, that's my challenge. That one I'm still figuring out, but we'll come back to that in a sec. So you guys have been doing SEO Spring Training now for what, 6, 7 years? I can't remember.
Years, and then next year will be 7, and then we've done 4 kind of separate masterminds.
Right. Oh, I remember. I love the Mastermind Mansion, or I can't remember if that was it Mansion Mastermind or Mastermind Mansion, something like that.
Yeah, we did that one, and then we did roundtable one with Mike and Brock. So we've done a couple of them. So, and then we're actually probably going to do another one next year. I want to go back to New Orleans.
New Orleans is great. Treasure Island was amazing. Those
Yeah.
were two of my favorites.
And the hotel at Treasure Island is being remodeled. They got wiped out in the hurricane, or one of the
Oh,
hurricanes.
Well, I love the New Orleans. That was a great trip, and I'm gonna get back to New Orleans probably next year at some point to do something. I
Yeah.
think my
Those
son and I
are,
are gonna go
it'll
down
be a
there.
little bit different. Maybe, 2 speakers and then let's go play.
Yeah,
Let's go
yeah,
eat.
exactly. There is so much to do in New Orleans. But so SEO Spring Training, and people who watch, the show and hear me talk, I love SEO Spring Training. Has long been one of my all-time favorite SEO conferences, and all the way around for so many different reasons. Level of speakers, the organization and thought that you guys put into it in your planning and preparation, and your focus on your attendees benefit, that I'll say, to
Mm.
ensure that you get good content, a great experience for those that are attending. So it's just always such a great show.
Thank
Great experience. So, um, and now you decided to do a virtual event.
you.
So talk to me, I guess. And by the way, folks, if you have questions or thoughts leading up and you want to ask Terry and Elizabeth, throw them in the chat. Um, and as well, we are going to talk about the show, the virtual event coming up. But these guys are like expert as well in anything and everything SEO and web design and branding and whatever. So we can go that route as well. Um, but I am curious, though. I know you put out such an amazing effort in planning and developing SEO Spring Training in May. Um, Here we are in August, and you're like, yeah, let's do something again. Let's do another show. Let's do another event. What led you down that path?
Well, I think that, we always get asked to either live stream or do something digitally, just for the people that either can't get over here, for the people that just have a hard time traveling. Um, and the live stream we did 2 years ago, and I'll honestly say we'll probably never do again. It was a freaking nightmare. You're at the internet hotel, Grace's, I mean, it's just not worth it. At least from what we found. We're kind of perfectionists. If it doesn't meet a certain quality, we kind of beat ourselves up on it. So, anything that you can take out of that realm, get rid of
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
But this time, and we were planning this during the event, because one of the things that I love about, even the masterminds and stuff like that, is because people actually learn and they can actually implement, like, right then, right there. And that's so hard to do at a live event where people are on stages, or people are even in the breakout rooms that we do. And you're fed with a fire hose, basically, and then we all know that you don't implement, I would say, 99% of what you learn.
yeah, yeah.
So this time it's specifically about teaching. So we wanted to do something that people could actually learn at their own desk with their 2, 3, 4, 6 monitors, whatever they have, and just learn and build at the same time they're learning. So, no PowerPoint princesses, as Elizabeth likes to say. So it's actually, we give speakers up to 2 hours, or no, not speakers, teachers. We give teachers up to 2 hours, and they're going to be teaching stuff. People are going to walk away with AI chatbots. They're going to walk away with, all the stuff these super smart people are doing. People are going to get to walk away and, either use it for themselves, or,
Right.
whatever they're going to do. So, yeah, it's pretty exciting. This one, we did the 2020 event forced digital, thanks to
Right.
COVID. That was supposed to be a 2-day event. It ended up being 8 days, 72 speakers, almost 800 people came through that event. And that really kind of set spring training off on a springboard, because we were 3 weeks out when Arizona got shut down. So
Yeah. Yeah.
there, forget refunds. All the marketing money's gone. It took us
Right.
almost 5 months to get the hotel money back. The hotel even tried to take the last $10,000 payment during lockdown. And we're like, what are you doing? um, anyway, so but it for a digital event, it was perfect.
Mm.
People had nothing better to do. Nobody knew what they were doing. They were locked in their homes, and it really was a good thing. I mean, we had people staying up till 1, 2 in the morning on a happy hour. It's just like,
Well, during COVID, you kind of like, what's going on, right? I mean, what else did I was just kind of thinking about that as an 8-day event. I'm like, wow, that is a long time. But
mhm,
and especially at that point, because that was in 2020 when essentially the world was crumbling anyway. And and everybody was in a kind of panic mode or just it was just like it's such a weird time in life, right? I
mhm.
mean, things just kind of halted and just went into like, I don't know what we're doing. And yeah, that's so bizarre. Um, so 8 days, I'm like, sure, what the heck? Yeah, I don't
And
know what.
I mean, I reached out to speakers back then that didn't even know me and said, "Hey, you don't know me, but I'm doing this thing," you know.
Yeah,
And it was pretty freaking crazy. And so yeah, it was a lot of fun. This time with this digital event, it's all about AI automation. It's time to grow up and put your big boy pants on now. You can't just be a little peon SEO dude and make it.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
um, then I mean, some of these teachers are just crazy,
yeah,
crazy good.
yeah.
We had Adam and um, gosh, who we have? Adam Herc and who else joined us yesterday? Sorry, I'm still not awake yet.
We had Brian Cotto.
Oh, Brian Cotto. And we had them on yesterday, and geez, listening to those three, you might as well just, pack your bags and
Dude, I know. And you've got uh Andrew Ansley as well, don't isn't he speaking as well?
yep, Andrew Ansley speaking.
That
He
dude
actually,
like makes my brain hurt. He was on the show a few weeks ago and walking through stuff. I'm like, dude, you're talking some stuff I'm not even. You gotta have to like interpret this for me because I'm not even. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, he's just incredible.
yeah.
So, and then I had some teachers that specifically wanted certain days, so that was cool. Like Corey Quinn.
All right.
Um, Phew, man, Corey's awesome. You need to get him on your show.
You know what? I don't know him. So I am I'm hoping I kind of get a chance to mix with a couple. Like I don't know Herc really all that well either. I'm familiar with the name, but I don't know him personally. I don't.
Mhm.
So I'd like to get both of those guys on the show.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited to see what everybody's talking about. I'm actually finalizing the schedule today. Today was a drop dead date. We're 1 week out, and with AI, the topics keep changing. Hey Terry, I know I told you this, but let's do this instead. so,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so I'm kind of like, okay, we're locking it in today. Don't make any more changes.
You
Um,
didn't change my date that I'm speaking. I'm looking. Well, I didn't want to roll through that, but I'm still on next Friday on that Friday.
yeah, you're still on
Right?
you're still on the
I'm
Friday
like,
for
holy
sure.
mackerel. All right,
Yeah,
all right.
still
Yeah,
on
that'll be good. Yeah,
Friday.
yeah, yeah. Hey, Marty. All right, Marty's in the house. Oh yeah. Good to have you.
Yeah, what are you talking about? How expert level strategies are securing AI visibility while organic CTRs collapse.
Mm.
Okay, which
Wow.
means what?
That sounded impressive, right? Yeah.
I did- Thanks, ChatGPT.
Yeah, we really are going to be talking about. I don't even know. I got to give. Okay, hold tight. I've got to add. I got to go back to figure out how I can add this. I don't understand this thing. So now I got to come and do this. Here we are. So here's the. sharing the screen here. So this is, well, let's just walk through. I don't want to talk about me really. I want to like, here is the event. If I go to this, yeah, here we go. So let's walk through this a little bit. This was spring training this year. This was a great image from this. You can see folks, and again, I cannot even just, I love spring training. It is one of the conferences I just look forward to, like, oh, this is going to be a blast. But folks, you can kind of see when, the crowd that is here, and if you could see, now you just got the back of heads of people, but I mean, these are just some whip smart, like these are the people you want to like be in a room with and hear and mingle and share ideas with. I mean, you got Ted. I can recognize Ted up here talking on the stage. Ted Kabitis. I mean, just a dude.
Mhm.
Anyway, so here we are. We've got the online event, the virtual event. Folks, you can go to. Let me throw the boom. Throw this back up there again. Go there. Uh, Here we are. All of the fun stuff. I don't know, Elizabeth. Did you design this thing? It's looking good. Another good Elizabeth design. I like that. That's kind of cool, the digits. So, and
That's,
here,
that's actually her license plate too.
oh, really? That's great. This is what gets me. Now I have to tell you, I didn't know until actually the schedule came that it was 5 days. This thing is what I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a serious long event we're doing here.
And it's crazy. I mean, I get every year, probably for the live event, we probably get between 60 and 80 speakers requests to speak. This one, well over 100 wanted to freaking speak at this. So we added the third day, which is a Saturday. Also realizing that it's also Saturday of Labor Day weekend. So, but we're going to do it. We're going to have an extra day. And then the extra day is me and Monique and Lisa and Derek Pierce. And I don't know who else we're going to put on that last day, but anyways, yeah, we just wanted to do one more day. I mean,
Yeah.
I could have probably gone out another 8 days. But,
It is amazing just to kind of think about. I mean, so much, right, to unpack around this thing. But, first off, just even, and I know it's virtual, and so costs come down, obviously. But even for folks that just want to, that just do the 3 main days
yeah.
of the online conference for $250 is like, wow, that to be able to get the teaching and the quality of the speakers and the content that's an incredible price.
Hmm.
Can
Yeah,
you
for sure.
refresh? I found a typo and I
You
fixed
did
it.
the 2-day challenge.
Can you refresh your screen, please? That bothers me.
We'll see what I did. Oh, there we go.
Oh, it's not clearing it yet. Give me a
Oh,
minute to clear cache.
yeah.
Yeah,
Gosh darn it.
Slacker.
I know, I know. Well, when you're, running around doing all the things,
I
sometimes
know
things
you're
fall
good.
through the cracks.
Don't worry. Well, it's fixed. It really is fixed. So you got a 2-day event, and I love this because I have seen other kind of virtual events, and when they're charging quite a bit more than what you are doing, and I kind of like, you know, I get it, but and I don't know the economics around it. I mean, I know it costs you money, obviously, to
Yeah.
do a conference. I mean, that's without saying. But when I see some virtual conferences going just for the main piece, not VIP stuff, not any of the other stuff stacked on it that are already, and then they do like over $1,000 for it. I'm like, really? That seems a little excessive to me. I look at this, I'm like, God, what an incredible deal. So this is pretty sweet. Then you can do the VIP and get all extra days of the tech stuff, of um, the extra, kind of behind the scenes day, which I always think is, that tech stack day. Yeah, man, that is sweet. A
Yeah,
question I have for you.
the VIP day is, we wanted to have, because when you start putting these things together and you start seeing, okay, so these people are going to be basically giving away this,
Right.
and it's just like, wow. So we really had a hard time pricing this thing. I've had people tell me I'm way too low or we're way too low.
I know that one. Right.
But again, we've never done any of these events for money. It's never been about the money. And people that know us, we just want to help and teach and introduce our network to everybody else, and and just build. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's not a money thing. It's not a. And that's what this event is obviously a little bit easier to do than laying out $100,000 for a hotel system. But the value is there. That we want people to come and learn and actually just do the stuff. Don't come and bring a notepad.
Right.
Fire your computer up and build this
Right.
shit. They're going to teach you to build it as you go. So
Yeah.
if some of the teachers have prerequisites of software, we're going to let you know that ahead of time. Hey, if you want to build what Dan Kurtz is going to build, you need to have A, B, and C. So it's doing that at a live event is damn near impossible. You just can't do it. So but yeah, it's and then the VIP day I'm putting in SEO University. I've completely revamped that now. So it's more of a true university style online teaching tool. I'm hoping to have it done here. I'm not going to make it by the conference, but maybe the middle of September. I just got to do videos. You know how videos just take time. I did 4 videos and found out my mic was off. That was.
I have done that so many times. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. And then I did it. I don't know if you've ever had this. Like I do a video. I put out a new video every week. I was recording a set, and then I do the raw footage. I send off to my team member, and she does a great job with pulling it all and does a nice edit on it. I was sitting one day, I'm like, all right, I'm cutting this video. And then when I was done, I went to go look at it. I'm like, shit, I forgot to turn my mic on, right? Or have the right mic on. And then I'm like, okay, I got it. And then I went back, re-recorded, and then I looked at it again, and I did the same exact thing. I'm like, what am I just, and I just like, okay, I'm done. I'm not even, I'll do this tomorrow because I'm like completely annoyed with myself. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same way. I just said, oh, I'm done for the day. It ruins everything. So.
Yeah. You just,
so we're all the VIPs will get 1 year access to SEO University. So,
oh my God, nice.
that's all the teaching in there. We've got other people, Marty Moran, and some other people are going to put some courses in there too. So yeah, it's a hell of a deal.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question as we are going to go a bit further and get into, I love it. This picture here is like, the thing when you go to the live events that you love, right? You'd see all of your friends, you rekindle, maybe you haven't talked with some people, for a year. Like there's Brian Fong over there. I only see him, it seems like once a year, and it's great to see him. But you see all of these associations that you make and you rekindle and you just have an amazing time. But you said you had like 100 speakers like come and like, hey, I'd love to talk, love to present. How do you begin to winnow that down? I mean, I'm sure you'd love to have them all, but
a big majority of them are people I've never heard of. I get a lot of people that come from LinkedIn, and if I don't know you and I haven't seen what you do and produce, just telling me that you spoke at all these different events, that's I hate to say it this way, but that kind of just takes you out of the running. I would, and I haven't actually done this yet, but we used to do a lot of events when we were doing the real estate. We were flipping houses. And one of my favorite events to go to, the guy would, if you wanted to speak, you actually had to submit a video of you talking, not necessarily at an event, even just one-on-one with a camera to kind of
Right.
get an idea of who you are, how you speak, all that stuff. And so, but I think this time was a little bit easier because I follow all these guys. I
Right.
see what they're doing. And if it blows me away, then I know it's gonna blow other people away.
Right.
So, like Sean Mitchell, I mean, I'm putting people on stage that have never been on stage.
Yeah.
I've always done that. I've always seemed to be the one that puts, like Chris Walker, all these. I was the first one to put these people on stage, and now look at them. But so like Sean Mitchell and people like that, I've been following what they're doing, and I said, hey, you want to present, you want to teach,
Right.
Oh wow, I never thought about that. So this one was a little bit easier. Yeah, I had a lot of people that wanted to speak, but it was a lot easier than the live event. Live event, I actually have 3 or 4 people helping me make that decision.
Well, and another thing that he takes into consideration is people who have been on stage and then they do those huge upsells and they don't necessarily bring value. That's something that really upsets him greatly. And so we want the people that are coming to share that, are willing to share. Like, we're not opposed to anyone making money, but sometimes that jump to the upsell is so significant that it takes away any value you might have brought. So that's definitely something to take into consideration. And obviously we want people that are willing to teach and give value because our name is behind it.
Yeah. Well, and as an attendee, I don't want somebody to go up and just give me a sales pitch, right? I mean, that's not what I'm there for.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. I've told people, look, if you use your software to teach what you're getting ready to teach, hey, by all means, I don't care, but don't sit up there and give them 75% and say, hey, for the other 25%, it's $9.99.
I know.
We've actually walked out of events like that, and just because
I've never walked out of an event. That takes some real balls to do that.
Well, I walked out of one of my first SEO events, and because there's 4 speakers in a row that just spoke about content, and I'm like, I'm not here for content, so I'm gonna go. I walked out and we went and hung out in the city and came back the next day. So and that's also, you really, as far as the schedule, you really don't want to have 4 content people back to back. Kind of
Yeah. Well, and I would think we're going to roll through the schedule here and look at your various speakers, teachers. I, I am kind of curious as well, even when you're thinking about laying out the schedule and the lineup, right, of people that you have. What kind of went into your thought about, okay, let's have this guy at this slot and this guy, let's have these guys all on the same day or something like that. But how did you? What was your thinking around some of that?
Well, it was, first of all, it was, hey, do you have a specific day you want? Do you want tech day? I had 2 people specifically want to do the VIP day. They wanted to teach on the VIP day. So, so that's typically the first question that we ask. And then the next thing is just, how much time do you need? You have up to 2 hours. And that was probably the hardest thing for people, because especially people that have spoke on stage at other events, we typically have 30 to 45 minutes and you're done. So really kind of, I had to tell people, look, you have more time, are you sure you can teach this in this amount of time with questions and stuff like that? So, so that was another big thing. And then I always try to fill the stage first, the public stage first, and then the tech day and the VIP day. So, just to make sure, I don't want to, obviously you don't want to have all the power hitters on your tech and VIP day, and then, have, they're all power hitters, but I wouldn't say that, but have people like me on the main stage, type of thing. But it does get, and then you put the schedule out, and, speakers want to change. I know some speakers can't speak on certain days, whether it be for religious reasons or whatever. I've known that for a while, depending on the people. And then you get people I just can't get events or can't get topics out of, like Mr. Merlino. Call his ass again today.
It's just that guy though. He's just kind of hard to put into a corral, right?
And then I see the picture of him on the beach, going, "Oh, come on, dude."
You love the man, but boy, when he comes, he delivers. But man, they're like, okay, can you tell me something here? Yeah.
Well, and I thought, he was actually one of the ones that was most excited because, he hates PowerPoints. He would rather just stand up there and just talk and teach and point like he did in Myrtle Beach. That was pretty funny. So, but no, but then you just, like Daryl Osborne, I've never had him on stage. There's some people that I've never had on stage before. So I place them depending on this one I kind of did it depending on their topic. I didn't want like 2 AI chat people. Chatbot people in a row. So, but yeah, it is it's not easy. I'll tell you, people that put on events, putting on the schedule is just as hard as doing all the hotel stuff. Because you try to please everybody, and obviously there's some people that just aren't, whatever, for some random reason. But no, this one's been pretty easy to put together.
Nice. As we roll through the schedule, let's take a look here. Here's Tech Stack Tuesday. Love it. I'll let you roll through the folks, and you can tell a little bit on each or whatever you want to do.
Well, good old Adam. Adam's going to open things off. He talked about it yesterday. How to hack authority in a world run by algorithms. He's going to be teaching a lot of stuff that we do with press releases and getting into the AI results. You're going to see a few different versions of that, which I think is good. I've been telling people you want to get in the AI results, do good SEO, and that means SEO, not just go buy some backlinks and shit. That's not SEO. But so Adam's going to open us up, and then we have Robbie coming in. He's going to talk about Claude Code. He's been doing some cool things. Elizabeth and I are doing a lot with vibe coding. It's amazing what you can do now.
I'm really excited for this one with Robbie because I have not dabbled at all with vibe coding. And so I'm like, well, this will be good. I'm really looking forward to kind of getting some exposure to this. And I love Robbie. He was on the show last week or the week before. Last week, I think it was. And he's doing this stuff with AI video generation now. I don't know if you've seen some of what he's doing. And, he did a great kind of a Super Bowl-esque kind of ad for me, and we debuted it last week. And it's so cool. But I am absolutely like geared up for the vibe coding thing. So
I'm going to talk about vibe coding too. I think Elizabeth might even talk on Saturday. I have a spot for her. I haven't told her yet, but I chose it. And then Marty's been doing some pretty crazy stuff. He started teaching at a Spring Training Live about prompt engineering and prompting for intent rather than it's pretty crazy. So looking forward to that. And then Mr. Cato, he always comes up with some crazy stuff. So he's going to talk about some, stuff that's even, he's doing a lot of stuff non-sheets, believe it or not. Which is
no way. Yeah. He actually took a moment away from sheets.
I think sheets is still involved with everything he's doing. But
I'm sure it is.
And then Corey Hubble. Corey was supposed to come to the live event, and he was so bummed he couldn't. But he's super excited. He's doing some Corey's. If you don't know Corey Hubble or follow Corey, gee whiz, man. He's another one of those guys that you really have to pay attention to what he's doing.
Yeah.
He reminds me a lot of the poor soul we lost a few months ago. And so good guy. Corey Quinn took Scorpion to like a $300 million company, probably one of the best sales people you'll ever freaking see and talk to. Massive guy. He specifically wanted VIP day.
Uh-huh.
We saw him present in San Diego when we went to that event, and he did this 6-slide trust multiplier. Oh my gosh, this thing is so freaking cool. So
Was
I
that
asked him,
Chris Martin's event that you
yeah,
guys went to? Ah,
Chris
right.
Martinez, yeah, Chris's event.
Chris
Um,
Martinez.
Chris Martinez.
Martinez.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, Chris.
Herc's going to talk about all kinds of stuff that he's doing with Zagio and Agent X. He was probably the most popular speaker at the live event last year. People loved what he did, and now he has even more time to do it, even better. So it's going to be pretty cool. Merlino, I have no idea what he's talking about. Yeah, I'm going to ask Chat GPT, what Mike Merlino is going to talk about.
Yeah.
He's going to scream at you.
Yeah, he's just screaming at me.
He might scream, he might swear a minute or two, but yeah.
It's funny. Dan Kurtz, AI powered call center. He's doing some pretty crazy stuff. So we're looking forward to that. Chris Moore, one of our favorite people on the planet. He's going to teach people the pros and cons of cracked funnels, copy. He's going to teach you guys funnels like you've never seen before. If you've never seen what Chris Moore can do, he was the MC at last year's event. He'll be the MC at next year's. But he can take somebody's system and funnels and improve it in about 10 minutes. I mean, not just improve it, but like 300% improve it. So,
this guy is like funnel Facebook ads wizard. I mean, so we're in the Rank Masters together, and we went earlier this year. We were together in where was it?
Orlando.
And I remember, Elizabeth and I were like, wait, can we like have and Chris, the information that Chris is going to do, and I would be like, oh man, I'm going to be dialed into this thing with him, is worth just him alone, just to like have a 2-hour, kind of presentation of him teaching. That alone is worth the cost of the conference. I mean, to get
100%.
This guy has got so I mean, he scales $1 million businesses through his funnels and through his ads and what he does. It is amazing. Wow.
Yeah, he is, and he has a heart of gold. He's a big
Really
helper.
a quality guy. Yeah.
He's one of our favorite people that we've met the past few years.
Yeah.
And he's doing stuff. We're doing stuff with him for us. I mean, we've hired him to do some stuff on the social media side, and it's like one side I don't have to worry about. Chris Moore's got it, So, and then we start the general conference on Thursday, and Simon Cornelius is going to pop that one off. Simon spoke at a lot of our events. Simon and I are kind of nerd brothers. We've been doing some pretty nerdy things for the past 7-8 years. How do LLMs figure out best plumber in Gotham? Signals you need on your page to show up in AIO. So again, you have to be prepared. If your clients haven't asked you yet, they will. They will start asking you, hey, how do we show up in Perplexity? How do we show up in, so this is what this conference is for. Brian Winham, one of our favorite freaking brain people in the world. Set up your own subdomain based WP multi-press release and citation syndication networks. And then Sean Mitchell. Sean's going to talk about a couple different things, especially around vibe coding. I just had a conversation with him a couple days ago. He's doing some pretty cool stuff, and so again, he's like my nervous child right now. I don't know how you can do it. You'll do fine. Get up there. It's not like I'm putting him on stage. They're just going to be on a TV.
I don't know Sean very well either. I'm not even sure I could pick him out of a crowd. Where is he from? What's a little bit of his
area? He's in Dallas.
Okay.
And Jason Guy. I've asked a couple different times to speak at our events. He's real big in the Google ad space, and that's something that I think that we all need to pay more attention to. I think Google ads and Bing ads and Facebook ads are awesome. I think it should be in everybody's portfolio. And I think so even now more so than ever,
Well, I agree. And I think so. This will be another one that I absolutely want to dial in on, because I think it is in today's world with the AIO and just ensuring that your ads are dialed in, because I think you can kind of waste a lot of money more so now in your ads than ever before.
Well, yeah, and ads are more expensive. I mean,
Yes.
it's no secret. Google, they're all raising their prices.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but I do think that it needs to be. We started doing ads for people in month one because even though I tell them it's going to take certain months to do certain things,
Right.
by the third or fourth month, you're already like, oh, I've been paying you 3 or 4 months.
Right. Right.
Fire up some paid ads and get them off your back, type of thing.
Yeah.
Aaron Greinke, he's also first time speaker. He's pretty excited. He sent me a whole bunch of stuff yesterday I got to go through, but he's going to talk about e-commerce SEO and some different things you can do with AI and e-com, which I think is very good. It's not everybody's in local, so I'm really looking forward to him. Mark Rabb, also one of my favorite people, building partnerships with Equity Play. He's been teaching this for a couple of years, and Equity Play is how you get kind of make sure that you're getting the stuff that you deserve to get.
Yeah.
So,
I met him maybe 2 years ago at SEO Spring Training. It might have been 3 years, but I think it was 2 years ago. And I remember we just stole a moment at the bar. I think the conference was over and we were both had some time left, and we hung out at the bar and had lunch and before we had to head off to the airport or something like that. And I was really a great guy. I had him on. I was on something that he was doing as well, kind of on his own channel or something, going through this Equity Play. I've had him on this show a few times, and really this blueprint that he has is I think such a smart way to approach how to build something of value that's beyond just doing lead gen or anything, but really creating a business in a partnership. So this is good.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just I mean, it's something that everybody needs to pay attention to. And if you've been in this business long enough, you need to kind of be moving this direction anyways.
So
none of us
are happy hour. What are we doing at happy hour?
Happy hour is just like it says, we're gonna have the whole thing open. We're gonna be, people can grab a drink, hang out, talk about different stuff, share.
It's just hard to have those intimate connections when you're all over the world. And so we wanted to have it less structured, less formal, so that you can have those casual conversations, so you can do the networking. We're going to be using Kumo Space, Lisa Parziali's platform. And so I've set it up to where we've got some little breakout rooms. If people want to go
we have a Randy room, a 38 digital room.
Nice.
Yep. We've got, our sponsors are going to have, some branding up there, but the way the breakout rooms go is you can go to breakout rooms, and so you can only hear that conversation. It's not like you hear the whole room talking at once, and that will give people the opportunity to connect, and, do all the things that you normally do at a live event.
I remember
I'm not gonna be house mom and yell at people if they're drinking.
Yeah. I think, well, luckily I've got some bourbon in my office here, so I'll be sitting and go I'm having a real cocktail here with you. I remember I think it was Rockstars when they did their live event because of COVID. And that's where I in one of these breakout rooms, right? I just plopped down at a table. There was one person there. I'm like, wow, there's one person. I don't know if I know too many people here. And I sat down and I met a good friend, Holly Starks, at that
Right on.
table. That was very nice. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. And
so
that's
the
for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
so the people you meet, are just great at these things at the happy hour. So, folks, if you go, be sure you just go in and go mingle, all of that fun stuff. All right, so here we are, day 2.
Yeah, day 2. Andrew Ansley's gonna pop that thing off, man. And geez, oh gosh, this guy's doing so much stuff. I actually gonna reach out to him again. His topic might have changed in the past couple of weeks. He's showing some pretty cool stuff. So
Oh man,
but he wanted to talk about all the tools every business should use. So which I
yeah,
think it just totally fits. So
yeah.
whether it's clients or whatever. This guy named Randy Rohde, he's gonna come up and speak some shit, about some stuff.
We are really going to be hammering AI visibility and how you can drive that. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not sure I've got. You gave me an hour and a half. I'm not sure I need an hour and a half, but I'll play around with it. I'll
Yeah, if
do
you don't need that
tomorrow.
long, let me know. I can
Yeah,
adjust. So,
I'll
um,
talk and yeah, we'll see.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a happy hour in the middle of the day.
There we go.
Chad Michael's going to talk about generative AI video. This is something that, this is probably the next rabbit hole that I'm personally going to go
Oh,
down.
me
is
too.
AI
Yeah,
video. Just because I started doing my morning videos, which I love, my driving videos.
yeah.
Probably one of my favorite things I've ever done. But
By the way, I love those as well. I think you did I think actually, and I love everything about it. I love what you're delivering, your content, but I love the concept of it as well.
mhm,
I think it's when you're doing this stuff, you're always trying to think, okay, how can I be a little more unique than just like pop on, like, hey, here I am, kind of thing. But I love the idea about you driving and kind of talking. You kind of mix some stuff in with it. I think that's a great,
yeah,
great.
thank you. It is a lot of fun, and it's completely. I mean, I have a schedule of what I want to do, but the content is completely off the cuff. I'm not,
Yeah, yeah,
but it's pretty easy to teach stuff like schema and siloing when I've been teaching it for so long anyway.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm so looking forward to. And Chad's just, he was here
Love
Sunday.
Chad, another quality guy. Yeah,
Um, Jacob Kettner, he's out of Canada, and I've invited him to our conference. I'm also going to invite him to the live event. Great guy. He's going to do 10xing agency efficiencies and profitability, which
I
everybody.
was so when I saw his name pop on the schedule, I'm like, Jacob Kettner. I have not seen this guy or even heard the name for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. I'm like,
I
holy
don't think he
mackerel.
works very much. I give him shit all the time. I think he mostly fishes.
Well, I reached out to him. I'm like, hey, Jacob, I see you're gonna be at the conference. This is pretty exciting. I didn't know what the heck. I thought you dropped off. So anyway, I got him scheduled to be on the show here in September. So I'm like, hey.
Yeah. But no, it's a great guy. Daryl Osborne, like I said, he's never spoken at one of our events. Daryl's is another schema nerd. He's right
Yeah.
up there with Clint and I and some other people, but he's going to talk about the beacon method. He teaches this beacon method, which is really awesome. So I'm
Mm.
really looking forward to Daryl. Patrick Shannon, I've talked to him a couple times about what I'd really like him to do with GBP audits. One of the things that he owns LeadSnap, and LeadSnap is a very good tool to do audits.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty cool. So I'll find out from him.
Wow.
I'm going to talk about, I'm not going to be doing advanced schema. I'm actually going to be talking about a tool that I built, vibe coding. It's like a lead generation system in a box.
I
This
saw
thing.
you did a post
Mhm.
with kind of like a screenshot.
Yep, I did a
Like,
post, and
there's
I
gonna be
actually.
a game changer. I'm like, what? I'm like squeezing in, trying to blow up the image. Like, what the hell is he doing? What is that?
Mhm.
Yeah,
But this thing's pretty cool. I've always believed that no matter what we do in this business, whether it's ads or SEO or organics, whatever, it's all about lead generation. And
yeah,
so I started working on a lead generation system a couple years ago for an HVAC company. It was a full blown lead generation system, project management system, everything. But so I started playing around the vibe coding game a while ago, and I said, hey, let's take a piece of this that I built before and see if I can, not only finish it but enhance it. So it's pretty friggin' cool. I showed it to Chad Sunday, and he patted me on the back, and I'm like, "That's cool." Pat on the back from one of the automation wizards. So looking forward to that. Monique's going to talk about using AI agents to book appointments. She's been doing this now for a while, very successfully. She's also built very detailed and sophisticated chatbots that are pretty hard to fool. So I'm looking forward to that. Derek Pierce is going to be right after her. I need to update the schedule. I'm not quite sure what he's going to talk about yet, but Derek is another one of those guys like Andrew Ansley's, who's just doing some crazy stuff.
Right.
And then Lisa Parziali, I'm not sure what we're going to talk to her. She's like me. We so many different topics she could talk about. And then I'm not sure. We'll probably put Elizabeth in there to close it up. So Elizabeth's doing some cool things on vibe coding. She's doing some
best
things
for last.
Yeah, best for last. So
I don't know about
that. But we'll get the schedule.
I know enough about everything to be dangerous.
But we'll get the schedule all up and finalized this week, and get everything out there. But and we're only limiting this to 100 people. So a lot of people think since this is online events, thousands of people can come. No, it's like being in a regular classroom in school. If you have 500 kids and one teacher, nobody really learns. So we're keeping this at about 100 people just because we want the teachers to be able to teach and answer questions. And, and we thought a lot about this, especially talking with Lisa and the software and all the different things. And, I don't want 200 or 300, 500 people sitting there not being able to get their questions answered. That's kind of frustrating. So we're going to do our best to make sure that everybody that came for a reason they came for gets done. So that's the whole idea of this thing. So,
well, I will tell you, and it's funny you talk about with Lisa and that she's going to be. So I have intentionally not really attended online events. I mean, during COVID, obviously, because, but I hadn't. And then I attended Lisa's. It was like one of the first ones I've done probably in like 3 or 4 years, I guess, or since COVID. And she had her event earlier in January, and I see she's already kind of pre pumping it out there. And that was a great event. I was like, wow, this was really good. But I loved, and you kind of mentioned, it was a lot of good interaction with the presenters or the teachers while they were teaching. People were asking questions and dropping stuff in, and there was some good dialogue going in during the presentation. And I think exactly to your point, if you had like 300, 400, 500 people attending, it just would not be the same kind of vibe, I think, actually, or the ability to do that interaction.
Yeah, and I think it's very important for all conference hosts. I mean, it's the same way with the live event at spring training. We don't want a 1,000 people event. That's not the event that we want to put on. We're I mean, it might be nice if for the money and all that good stuff, but I'd rather have an event that we do, and it's all about the networking. It's all about meeting people and partnering and doing stuff with people. There's people are getting involved with stuff that they met at spring training. I love, hey, we all met at spring training. That's cool to me. That's just awesome. It's so when we start hosting and looking at these events, a lot of these masterminds are super, super successful because they're smaller, they're more intimate. You typically stay at the same place. So there's a lot of good things about the live events. And but we went to TNC, you and I, and we were all there. And I don't think spring training will ever get that way. It's just would I like to have freaking some big billionaire speak on conference? Sure, but for 200 or 300 people, not 2,000 or 3,000. So, but no, it's we're really looking forward to it. Tickets are going quick, especially the last week. It is a week from today. It starts. So get your tickets. There is a coupon code out there, summer 10. we were gonna kill the code, but we decided to leave it open, and just get your tickets. I don't care if you just do the weekend or whatever. Just come and see what some of these people are doing, and especially if you haven't gone down that road yet, or if you're going down that road and you're like a lot of people in AI, you kind of focus. You can go down 7 different rabbit holes, and next thing you know, you need a mental day.
Yeah. Well, I will just again just kind of iterate the value of it. I think. I mean, there's like we talked about, like Chris Moore. I mean, what he's going to present and his knowledge and guidance through. I mean, 2 hours with him, if you had to pay him as a consult, would cost you probably $1,000. So just his presentation alone would be value based off of your ticket price, and let alone everybody else that is going to deliver.
It's
Man,
the VIP day is special.
yeah,
Because like those 2 guys, they specifically wanted those days.
yeah.
Quinn and Chris Moore, and just those 2 guys right there, that'll cover everything.
Oh my gosh.
Let alone access to SEO University and all the other VIP.
And here's the thing, right? I mean, it's like these guys that are going to be presenting, not so much me probably, but the other people. I mean, some of the stuff they're going to teach is, I mean, you will see this as you implement it. You will see it multiply of a return on your investment on the thing, whether it's increased sales or efficiency in your funnels or better ads, so to lower your ad costs. I mean, you will actually have a multiple of return on whatever the ticket package that you get. But I would tell you, go for the VIP. Yeah. Just incredible. But the key thing is, and you had kind of mentioned it early on here, is folks, you have to implement, right? You got to take action. You can't just attend and like, oh, that's nice. That's really challenging, right? I mean, I have my own process. I mean, I've got my super book that I use. I write out, I write out my super note. I write all of my digital notes down. When I'm traveling home from the conference, I organize it all. I create my action list, and I'm like, okay, boom, 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 just so I can be sure that I can implement as quick. And I know myself, if I don't do that and I like push to implement in the first week back in the office, I'm like everybody else, right? Push it off to the side. I'm like, oh, and then so that first week I'm back, I'm like, okay, boom, let me check it. Let me just process this stuff off of my list and get it done.
And it's crazy. I have a super note also. And I was just, last week I was sitting at breakfast and looking back at, other events that we attended to and all the notes I took. And I was like, oh crap, I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
Oh man, I know it. Yeah.
And it's hard, but it's hard at those, 2-3 day live events because you are fed with a fire hose and you are semi brain dead when you come home.
It's hard.
So to speak. And but this one here, we really wanted people you're at your home environment.
Yeah.
You're not on a laptop. Hopefully, if you are on a laptop, you probably have a bigger screen. But anyways, you can watch and build and at the same time. And
I'm not kidding you. You people think, oh yeah, that's what you do. But this is my action list from I went to when we were at Rank Masters, right?
Mhm.
So I like organize it. I print it out. I'm like, okay, let's get this shit done. I got to get it done. Got to get it done. Yeah. I mean, exactly. It is. So, now I'm looking at this list from Rank Master. I'm like, I didn't do one of the things that I thought that I should do is a monthly webinar, and I have not implemented that yet.
Yeah, for sure. So, but we encourage you guys to come. Obviously, we don't know if this is going to be a regular thing for us. But we did want to do it because of what we're all seeing in AI. A lot of it is stuff that I want to see. I'm going down this road very heavily and have been for a while. I'm not half as smart as most of these people, but if you're not at least starting somewhere and at least trying to improve your efficiencies or something.
Yep.
I mentioned yesterday, if you're getting ready to hire 2 or 3 people because you're at that stage, you probably should look at automation before you start going out and hire people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things out there you can automate that maybe you can, hire somebody for something different or
Yep.
whatever.
Well,
But
I think that is a great statement, is that maybe you could, instead of doing the one thing that you have been doing over the last 3 years with a staff member, implement automation for it and then hire somebody to do something else that you've been wanting to do or something,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a good stage. Well, dude, I am so pumped for it. I think it's going to be exciting. As a matter of fact, I'm not doing so next week, Tuesday, because this conference is kicking off on Tuesday. I'm not doing our hot off the press as normally on Tuesdays because I'm going to be attending, the tech day on Tuesday at this digital conference. So I am going to be. And then the following Tuesday, so September 2nd, actually have one of the teachers, Simon Cornelius, going to be on the show and going through some various kinds of things. So it's always
Simon's awesome.
yeah. So all right.
Simon's actually probably the first person that I'd met in this business before I knew anybody.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've even gone to Dallas together where he lives and just did crazy code stuff.
Yeah. All right, folks. So if you have not yet, go grab your ticket. Again, just incredible value here. Great deal. And I guess Terry and Elizabeth, I'll see you on Tuesday next week,
Yeah.
and we'll be hanging out. I'm loving it.
Yep. Reach
Loving
out
it.
if you need anything.
All
So
right.
thank you,
All right.
Randy. You're always
You bet.
professional, my friend.
All right, folks. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us today. And you can see, we got all kinds of guests coming up. I'm gonna drop this off of here. I'm not sure how the heck I do that. There we go. And as I said, next week we're not going to be on the show. The week after that, I got Simon Cornelius. We've got a great guest lineup all the way through September. So don't miss anything. Like, follow, subscribe, all of that stuff. Look for my friends, the Samuels. They've got a great podcast that they're doing every week as well. They've got channels. Go hit them up at Salterra Web Design as well. Just, I don't know, everything, whatever you need. Terry
We are
and
doing everything.
Terry and Elizabeth got it scored for you. So